everybody, it's Kristin, and it's time for my next installment of 4 Looks 1 Palette. You know what, if you are new to 4 Looks 1 Palette, first of all, welcome. Second of all, this is a video where I will use the same palette for 4 days in a row. I create 4 different looks, and then I come in here and show you the look, and then show you what I've paired with it as well. So, there you go. This time we are going to be doing the Coastal Scents Revealed 2 palette. I have done the Revealed 1. I will actually link the playlist of all of my 4 Looks 1 palettes below in case you're interested to see if there's a video I've already done. But yeah, so that's what we're going to use this time. For today's look, I used the shade all the way on the end here. I used that all over my lid, just inner corner to outer corner and then up into the crease just slightly. I blended out the crease with this matte shade right here. These don't have numbers or names or anything, so I have to just kind of work with what I have. And then to deepen the outer corner, I used this shade right here, which is a very red, burgundy brown sort of kind of, you know, hopefully kind of see that. And then this cool brown right here, I used that beneath my lower lash line. On my brow bone, I used this shade right here and kind of blended everything out. I will probably use that every day, as that's really the only sort of blending out shade that they have in the palette. And I think that's everything, so let me zoom you in. Here's the look. For blush today, I use this Catrice blush in Un de Trois, I believe is the shade right here. So it looks like this. And this I think was a limited edition before it came to Ulta. And then on my lips, I have the Liz Wattier lip liner in Nude. And then I have Hourglass Grace over the top of that. My second look, I was kind of playing around a little bit out of my zone, and I'm not sure how much I love it, but at any rate, this is what I came up with. So I used this burgundy shade right here. I used that on my outer third and my inner third, and then I used the gold shade that's right here in the center and just kind of, you know, blended in from both sides. I took the gold shade beneath my lower lash line as well, and then on top of that, on the outer third and inner third, I actually used this shade right here, which is a little bit deeper, has a little more brown to it. I used this shade right here a little bit in the crease as well on a fluffier brush. And then to blend things out, I used kind of a combination of these two matte shades right here, this one and that one. So I also used the Chanel waterproof Stilo and a bean. I used that yesterday too, I think I forgot to mention that. So, all right, let me zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. For blush today, I used a blush I've had for a long time, from Deborah Milano. This is a gift to me from my friend Sony. And I think she got this in Paris, if I remember correctly. And this is in the shade Cacao, or number 12. It's a really pretty, very neutral. I didn't want to pull too pink, too rose, too anything. I just wanted kind of very neutral. And then for lips today, I lined my lip in Max Whirl. And then for lipstick, I used the lipstick in Craving. All right, for my third look, I always like to do one that's a little bit more dramatic, and that would be that would be this look. I went ahead and took these 3 shades right here. So I have this one on the inner third, this one on the middle, and then this one on the outer 2/3, and blended into the crease a little bit. What's interesting is that this one ended up not being, it turns a little muddy, these shades. They all kind of, especially these two, it just kind of looked very similar to me once I got them on the lid. So on the inner corner, I went over that with this shade right here. I also have this shade underneath my brow bone, just at the very top of it. And I used kind of a combination of this matte shade here and then this matte shade here in my crease. Beneath my lower lash line, first I used my black liner, which I'll show you in a minute, and then I used this shade. I lined my upper lash line with the black, and then along just kind of the outer corner, I used a little bit of the black as well. And then for brow bone blend out, I used that shade there. So let me zoom you in. Okay, so here's the look. I even went with a little mascara on the lower lash line, and I haven't done that in a very long time. For liner, I use on my upper waterline and lower waterline, I use the Marc Jacobs liner in Blacker. For blush, I used Lorax Velvet Rope, which looks like that. And then for lips, I used the Bourjois Bruges Edition in number 4 Rose Tweed. which looks like that. For my last look, I did something just a little bit more wearable than yesterday, but still with a little bit of depth to it. So kind of soft with a little depth. That's what I'm going with. So I used this shade right here, all over the lid. I blended that out in the crease with this shade right here. And then I just took this brown shade in the outer corner and pushed that into the crease a little bit with like a 217 brush from MAC. And I took that same shade right there beneath my lower lash line. And that's all there was. Oh no, I took this one, of course, on the brow bone and just blended things out and, you know, brightened things up a little bit there. So that is all I did for this look. So I will zoom you in. Here's the look. Nothing too crazy for that one, just a nice, like I said, really wearable look. I used the Urban Decay liner in Demolition on my upper waterline and upper lash line. And for blush today, I used Illamasqua's Naked Rose. Looks like that. And then for lips, I pulled out an oldie but a goodie, and I don't know if these are available anymore or not, but this is the Essence Stay Matte, and this is the one in Velvet Rope, which I love, 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 and, or no, excuse me, Velvet Rose, and have loved for a very long time. And then I like a little shine over the top of that, so I used my Kim Cosmetics Lip Lava in Game On. And I think that is everything. At the end, I will tell you what I wore on the rest of my face for the rest of the video. All right, so let's go ahead with some swatches. I will swatch these 4 at a time for you and attempt to get them all on my hand at one time. So these are the first 4 shades right there. So these 4 right there. They don't have names or numbers, so I'm gonna have to just do the best I can. And then that is the 5th one there. And then those are the first 5. I'm only gonna be able to get 10 on my hand at a time, I can tell you that. Those are the next 4. And then the last one all the way to the right in that top row. So these are the the 5 to the right in the top row. So going from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What I wanted to say quickly, since you won't be able to look at all 20 of them at one time, is that you can tell, this is one swatch of all of them. That's what I always do for these. You can tell some of them are better than others. This one reminds me of that one, I think it's like Dusted or something, from the Naked 3 palette. Doesn't swatch the best. Some of the shimmers swatch better than other shimmers, so I just wanted to give you a good up close look at that. So this is bottom row, left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is shade number 5. And shade number 5 on there. So then left to right, this would be 6, 7, 8, 9. That's probably the best way to do it. And that is 10, which is just a black color. So again, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so this palette sells for $20, and the only place that I know you can get it is the Coastal Scents website. And again, this is what it looks like. And it's a cardboard packaging, nice and thin. It's very, I think it would be good for travel. I don't think these would break in travel, although this isn't the, the thickest, obviously, because it's thin and sleek. It has a magnetic closure for those of you that maybe have never seen this. And this is a nice, for $20, you really get some great shades in here. Now, all of these shades at one time aren't my favorite. I like to use kind of rosy shades in in conjunction with other shadows. So am I happy they're in my collection? Yes, and it is nice that there are a few other kind of shades in here, like that nice gold shade and that sort of thing. It's the same issue I had with the Naked 3. They just aren't my favorite shades altogether. Nothing wrong with the palette, just not my favorite shades. 7 of these shades are matte, and I will show you on the bottom row. This one is here, this deep mauve rose sort of shade. This one here is one of my favorite shades in the palette. It's a really nice, like Merlot, brown, wine. I just really like that shade. This one right here, which is a really burgundy, you can really get that kind of wine sort of shade in it. And then this brown and this black. And then in the top row, this color that I used as my brow bone color throughout the whole video. And then this color right here. What I kind of wish this had that would have helped a little bit, I think, is a cool mid-tone, like transition color brown. I think that would have been really nice. And I always prefer that there be a brow bone kind of ivory color, but I was able to make this work, and on occasion would, like I think I said, I like brought this up just underneath the brow bone to bring in a little bit more lightness. But you know, all in all, the shades that I worked with, and I didn't use all of them, but the shades that I worked with worked really well. A couple of the looks yesterday, I think I talked about that, it got a little bit more muddy than I wanted it to. So some of the shimmers I found had a little too much slip to them, if that makes sense. And thus they were a little bit tricky to make the different colors stand out. They were just very well, muddy. They got a little bit muddy on me. So what's interesting is that with the first revealed palette that I did, or that I played with, I felt like those shades didn't have the same longevity as these do. Having said that, they still don't have the super longevity, you know, that I like, but I got a few more hours until I saw some creasing. If I remember correctly, I feel like I saw creasing after, I don't know, I'd have to watch that video back, but I feel like it was after 4 or so hours with the Coastal Scents Revealed 1. And this one, I felt like I didn't get any creasing till 6, 7, 8 hours, kind of depending on which look. And so that was good. And like I said, it's a good price for if you're wanting to kind of get really some of these rosy shades. Again, for me, not a palette that I will go to on a regular basis, because it does have some very nice taupes here. I enjoyed these these taupes here, but they are definitely more of the rosy taupe or the kind of purpley taupe. But yeah, I just don't wear a lot of these rosy shades on a regular basis is all that I'm saying. But it was a nice palette. I enjoyed doing the 4 Looks 1 palette. Some 4 Looks 1 palette I get to the end and I was like, thank goodness it's over. But I did enjoy doing that. So, all right, on the rest of my face throughout the video, I was wearing, and I don't know, I feel like I do need to do a video on these. I was wearing a combination of the 2 IT Cosmetics CC creams. One is the illumination one, one's the plain old one. I'm done trying these. No. Just not my favorite. Over the top of that, for this video, I had pulled out my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination in Light, and I do really like this powder. It works very well. And I think the only other thing, I use same Guerlain bronzer that I've been working through. And then for mascara throughout all of them, I had the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill, and then just a little bit of the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer over the top of that to help with any smudging. And I think that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!